We got your message.
Welcome back to Exhale. I'm Candice Bergen. Since her 1999 debut with the aptly titled Voice of an Angel, Charlotte Church has sold over 4 million albums in the U.S. alone. The latest album from this 14-year-old soprano from Wales is called Dream a Dream. Charlotte, you're a peach to be with us. When you have the schedule, it's insane, basically. I mean, God knows you have youth on your side, but still.
It is pretty wild, yeah.
So, do you ever get cranky?
I mean, oh yeah, of course. I mean, like everybody.
Because your schedule is just backbreaking.
I mean, yeah, it is, and we're travelling constantly, and of course, with the jet lag, and then jet lag is tiredness, and tiredness is moodiness, definitely for me anyway. But, I mean, when I go to different places, then I understand that I can't go in there with a negative attitude, being moody, just because I'm tired, because that's not the way that I want to be seen or anything. I mean, and then people will go, oh yeah, she was so moody when she came in here. We didn't do anything wrong, you know.
She's so demanding.
Yeah. So, you know, just try my best just to try and be like level all the time. And then, of course, my parents travel everywhere with me, and so they kind of help me. And also, I'm a massive shopaholic. I love shopping. I mean, most of the time with my allowance, I don't have enough money. I mean, I'll just look in the windows going, oh, I wish I could buy that.
This is so ironic considering what you were.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, it kind of keeps me grounded and gives me, you know, good values and makes me know the value of money and stuff like that. But shopping always makes me happy.
So, for instance, now, after this, you'll have an hour free. Is that what you do to sort of take a deep breath and just sort of make a break from working so hard?
Well, sometimes when I have like a couple of hours off, then I might go sightseeing in the place that I'm in.
Did you have in a recording contract at some point that you were entitled to a day at Disneyland?
Yeah, I mean, when I first signed with Sony when I was 12, I think I was, 11, 12, and jokingly I said, oh, I hope this has a trip to Disneyland, non-recoupable in it. And they were like, oh yeah, laughing. I still haven't been yet. I've been to the one in Tokyo.
You haven't been yet?
I haven't been to Disneyland.
Charlotte, this is so cruel.
I know. I have to go. I have to go. Hopefully, I'll be going next year.
But now you're so much older, because when I met you was, I don't know, I have no memory, 2 years ago, year and a half, and you were. And we were saying that my daughter's 15, and the age jump that you make from 12 to 13 and 13 to 14 is so tremendous. What would you jokingly ask for now? A day at Barney's?
Probably. Probably something like that. But, you know, when I was like just starting out, when I was 12 and 13, and everybody got me teddy bears. Everyone bought me teddy bears, which was understandable. I mean, because like I was young and I loved them, and they were all over my room. But now people still get me teddy bears, and it's like, oh,
all right,
no,
take
stop
note
now.
Of this.
Yeah,
no
and then
bears.
my grandmother keeps saying, Charlotte, you've got to tell him you don't want teddy bears, you want Cartier jewellery. I'm going, Nana, I think that's a bit much to ask now.
Well, some still a makeup perhaps is certainly reasonable. When you're in this tornado of publicity, do you start to spin out of control ever? Is it hard to keep your head screwed on straight?
Not really, because, I mean, my 2 tutors travel around with me everywhere.
So you have 3 hours tutoring a day, 5 days a week when you're not in school, when you're on tour?
Yeah.
You're on tour how many months a year?
I mean, it's not a set time, and I mean, I'm never on, like, a concert tour, because it would be hard for my voice to take, you know, like a 50-date tour or something like that. But generally it's just a promotional tour, and my tutors travel with me, but then it's not like a normal teacher-pupil relationship, because I mean, they're like living in our pockets, they're living in my parents' pockets, so, and they're both really young, and so they're not strict or anything, and you know, we have fun in lessons and stuff like that. Yeah. And so that works out really well, and I manage to keep up with my studies, and sometimes when I go back to school, because I still go back to school when I go home in Wales, then sometimes wear hats and stuff like that, so that's also a bit of a bonus as well. So I do get best of both worlds, and being able to go back home and to school and see my friends, and being able to get a really good education.
Has your incredible fame distanced you from your friends, or do they keep you grounded?
My friends definitely keep me grounded, as well as my whole family. So I mean, like when I go home, my friends will be like, don't you get big-headed here, tidy your room, make us a cup of tea, go on. You know, so, and you know, and all my family do that as well. And we're such a close-knit family, even the extended family, like my grandmother, my grandfather, my auntie, my uncle, my cousin. And I see my mum and my dad and all of those people every day when I go home. So we're a really close family, and so, and I've got a good enough understanding of what I do, and I take it all with a pinch of salt. It's because I don't want to take it all too seriously, otherwise I get too wrapped up in it, and then, you know, and then I'll be like too mad by it. So, you know, kind of just try and understand as best I can that it's not going to last forever, and this isn't like the only thing in the world to do, and you know, that kind of helps me keep grounded as well as lots of other factors. Is
it still true that your professional dream is to sing Madame Butterfly at La Scala?
Well, not really. I mean, when I first started out, you know, I used to say that I wanted to be an opera singer and I wanted to sing in this place and this place. But now, you know, I'm not so sure. I mean, next year I want to try different things with my voice and not just classical music. And because before I started singing classical, I used to have a completely different voice to what I have now. And so I'd like to try and experiment and see what my voice can do and see what type of music suits that kind of voice and stuff like that. So
do you have any idea now what you would sing?
I have no idea where I'll go musically, but
because do you like Celine Dion too? Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, Celine's great, and I mean, I like every type of music. I mean, there are certain types of music that I prefer to others, but then I can kind of like respect different artists for what they do.
And are you also working on a memoir?
Yeah, well, it's not really like a life story because that's stupid at 14. It's just ridiculous. So what it is, it's kind of like the story that has happened so far, because it's been such a fairy tale. It was complete fate that I was discovered, and complete fate everything that has happened, and it's really odd because I go from two completely different lives, from this life to going on TV and making albums and having fans and stuff like that, to going back home and being completely normal with my friends and, you know, my family, and just living at home and being normal and going to school and doing homework and, you know, tidying my room. So I mean, there's such different lives, and it's a really funny, interesting book because it explains the two different lives and stuff like that. And even if I wasn't who I was, it would still make a funny read, but then you probably wouldn't believe it.
No, I don't think that we would. And I know that your voice has of course matured and changed now since you've had training, but were you about 3 years old when you opened your mouth to sing and this voice came out?
I mean, when I was 3, I used to sing Ghostbusters, and so it was never like this. You know, I used to be able to sing in tune, and I knew all of the words to all of the songs in the charts, but I mean, it wasn't anything special. It wasn't anything noticeable. And then when I was 8.5, I got this really big voice. And I mean, and nobody could believe that I was singing because it was such a loud sound, and I was about this big.
Just hearing you warm up in the dressing room, I couldn't believe it was you.
Thank you. But like I said, that voice was completely different. That voice was kind of like Celine Dion, Whitney Houston type of voice. And then I went to singing lessons when I was 9.5, and then this kind of voice came out when I was about 10. And so everybody was a bit surprised, and oh my God, what's this now, Charles? So it was a bit of a surprise to us all. But then I don't kind of see my voice as anything special because it's there, and I can do it every day, and it, you know, so I don't kind of go, wow, my voice is really different, because it's just natural, and it's just what I do, really.
Charlotte, we want you to go shopping now.
Yay.
We want you to go shopping. We want you to shop your brains out. Yay. And to have a wonderful holiday. Thank you so much for being with us. It was just a great treat. When we come back, Charlotte Church will sing the title track from her new album.